Spoilers!
Oh my god, so I just finished watching Batman Under the Red Hood, which is the revival of Jason Todd, who is the second incarnation of Robin in the comics. If you've watched the Batman the Animated Series, you probably thought it was Tim Drake. Well, you're wrong. Just kidding. But yeah. With the cartoon, they didn't want to do Jason Todd's storyline because the whole important thing about him is that he's the Robin who gets killed. And they didn't want to do that storyline because, it's too dark for a cartoon for children. So they just made it the third incarnation of Robin, the second in the animated series. Don't even ask me why they decided to make, Barbara Gordon just an old commissioner and just forget the whole Oracle storyline, because I don't even know what the point of that was. But, that being said, I just watched Batman Under the Red Hood, and it was amazing. Like, these DC animated movies that they have been putting out have been just fantastic. Like, Wonder Woman was amazing. That was, like, the first one I've ever watched. And it is just so good. And it's like, why can't they just make a Wonder Woman movie? Because, look, they made this 90-minute movie that was, like, better than, like, half the shit that comes out on the cinema. And it's especially this Batman, because this Batman really talks about, Batman's whole philosophy of not killing and how it works, but it doesn't really do anything. One of the things that they've always kind of made clear with Batman is that he can never stop doing what he does because crime isn't going to stop. And the type of villains he faces, like Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, the Joker, they just keep going in and out of Arkham like it's a revolving door. Just do all the time. And so they're never going to stop until they get killed. And he's not going to kill them. So it's really a never-ending cycle, and nothing's ever really going to get better because they're never going to be permanently away. And so all the good Batman does goes to waste because the police system that he puts the Joker and all them into can't hold them. So it's this never-ending cycle of always having crime, always having these villains come out, and Batman refused to go to that level because he doesn't want to be a murderer, because the whole reason he fights crime is because of what happened to his parents. And then we got Jason Todd's character, who comes back as the Red Hood. I'm sorry if you didn't know that was what's going to happen, but I thought that was very clear from, like, the first 5 minutes of the movie or anything that you've heard. And then the Red Hood comes, and he just basically says to Batman, look, that's really nice that you don't want to kill anyone because you have morals. But you see, these people don't have those morals. They will kill you if the chance comes. They will, and especially in these DC movies, because they have, like, the violence and the real grit that they don't show in the animated series. Like, there are prostitutes, there are drug dealers, all those kind of people who are not going to stop doing what they're doing. No matter what you say, no matter how scared you make them, they're not going to stop. And him just saying, you have to control the crime. And it's this whole idea of just how the legal system doesn't work. And how no matter what you do, there's this whole idea of justice. And what really is justice? Is justice taking the lives of people who have killed you? Or is it just, doing the best you can no matter what happens and leaving it in the hand of a higher system? Because that's always been one of the biggest problems with morality, is it okay to kill people who have no problem killing? And it's always been one of those issues where you don't have the right to take a life, and other people who say, well, they don't care. And that's basically what we see in this movie. And it was just so brilliantly done, because at the end, when it's revealed that the Red Hood is Jason Todd, we already knew he was Jason Todd, but when he reveals why he's been doing what he's doing, like controlling all the criminals and whatnot, is to get to the Joker, and how he just tells this whole scene with Batman where he's like, because Batman feels like losing Jason Todd was like his biggest loss ever, because this is the second person, the second out of, this is before Barbara, I think, and after his parents, his biggest failure. And he just is like, I'm sorry I didn't save you. And Jason just comes up to him and is just like, I forgive you for not saving me. Like, that's over. The problem is, why is the Joker still alive? And that whole scene was just so perfectly done. And the guy who plays Dean on Supernatural, Jason Todd, so I was like, yeah! Love you, Dean. You're so fucking awesome. Because I love Supernatural. To fill the hole that Angel left in my soul. And he's just like, why is the Joker still alive? And it's like, for me, it just is like, it was just one of those things where it was so intense because it's like, the Joker is one of those villains who deserves to die. Like, if you've only seen the animated series, you might not understand it as much because he has done some terrible, terrible atrocities in the comic canon. I think he killed Commissioner Gordon's wife, who is also Barbara in some incarnations, depending on which start you read. He, like, gets all these babies, and she comes out, and he just kills her in cold blood. He kills Jason Todd, and he paralyzes Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, which is why she becomes the Oracle in later incarnations, like the whole Birds of Prey series. And it's just like, he really is a horrible person, and he really does deserve to die. And he killed and because, like, in the beginning you see him just beating Jason with, like, this crowbar to death. And then even when that's not enough and he's leaving, he has these bombs, so he just knows the boy is not gonna live, and he just walks out the room just laughing his butt off. It's like, he legitimately is no good. The Joker has always deserved to get his comeuppance, and, like, Jason even says, I'm not saying that you kill, you know, Penguin and Scarecrow. I'm talking about the Joker, who has committed more atrocities than I think any other canon Batman villain. This guy he's a raging psychopath. He deserves to die because he is not going to stop at all. Like, even when Batman's trying to save the Joker, he's like, no, let's all die. That'd be awesome. It's just really intense, and it just, I don't understand why they can't make all these movies this way. I mean, this is animated movies. These are cartoons, and they're better than half the movies that come out for, like, comic book movies. Like, I'm sorry. And I know this is gonna make people be like, what are you talking about? I'm sorry, but the Green Lantern trailer looks horrendous. He looks so bad. It looks so terrible. It looks horrible. And his costume looks so bad. Not because of the design, but just the CGI costume. It looks horrible, man. Because the costume is powered by the ring. And the ring is going to be like special effects. So the costume has to be special effected too. But it does not work at all. He needs to have a regular suit because that is not working for him. It really isn't. He looks really horrible. Like, he doesn't look like a human being. Like, the part where he does, like, the super up thing, his body, like, it goes from, like, being like this to, like, being like this. Like, he's wearing a corset. I'm just like, oh my god, Ryan Reynolds, what the fuck? And it's really bad because I love the Green Lantern and I really wanted his movie to be good. However, maybe now they can focus and make a damn Wonder Woman movie because half the people who are qualified to play Wonder Woman are either too old to play her now or just people who wanted to play her don't have any talent. Like, apparently some poll was put up and Katy Perry was, like, the pick to play Wonder Woman. And alright, I have a femme crush on Katy Perry like you would not believe, but that bitch can't act. I haven't even seen the Smurfs and I know that already. And it's like, the only people I've ever thought when I was younger could play Wonder Woman were always like Lucy Lawless, who perfect for that role is Lucy Lawless. Perfect. She is Wonder Woman. She could have played that easily when she was in her Zeta prime, but now she's just too old to play that role. And then Angelina Jolie, when she was in her prime, when she actually had a lot of muscle on her and wasn't really sticky figurey like she is now, even though I still like her. Those are the only two people who I really thought fit the idea. And now they're so far past their prime that they can't play those roles anymore. And, like, Megan Fox, even though, like, I like her personality and I don't like her acting, she can't act either. So I definitely want her to play it. But they need to stop playing around, make a Wonder Woman movie. Okay? At least try. They want to make another TV series. Why? Do you need to replace Smallville that quickly? I would